Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Cimnanya. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. This video is a great reminder to Black people to never, ever trust any brown person that we always think of as BIPOC. I have always been, okay, I think before I was like, I mean, we are going to really be very much powerful if we come together. But at some point, I found out that there is no how this BIPOC of a thing will work. And I am standing on my own business, and that is Black business, right? So Young Turks, you all know Young Turks, came out to say that he is against Black affirmative action. And he said that each time people come out to say that, I am against affirmative action, that Black people, you are going to say that you're against Black. Well, you are anti-Black. Because if you know the meaning, of course, you know the meaning of affirmative action. It's not like we are making it up or you all don't know. You know the meaning, Young Turks, all right? And you are saying you are going to, you are not for it. You are against it, which is okay. We've been saying this. I don't know why I started saying from this mind lenses. It was from Sister Tabitha. And there is something that I have told the people that I learned from Black women is that when Black women see something and say it, you probably might think she's not okay. But chill, relax, because you eventually will experience why she said that. It was from Sister Tabitha that she said she does not trust Young Turks. And she was never wrong. She is correct. And I do not even want to trust people like that, ever. Let's get into it.
I've always been against affirmative action. And
wait, really?
Yeah. And the reason
I did not know that.
Yeah. The minute that any minority, by the way, including us, gets any position of power, respect, etc., what does everybody do? I just got it because they're Black. They just got it because they're this.
No, I think that's
and you think that's just a right wing thing, but it isn't. It
no,
gets
no,
into
no.
everyone's head.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but
If you let a person of color talk long enough or another minority group talk long enough, they'll tell you how they feel every single time. If you're unfamiliar, the person that said they're against affirmative action is a Turkish American co-creator of the Young Turk show. I believe his name is pronounced Chenki. I can't pronounce his last name. And in that discussion that they posted over the Thanksgiving holiday, they're going back and forth on the issue of affirmative action. And Chenki is saying he's against it because, in his viewpoint as a minority, it's bad. Oh, it's just a class issue. And if you keep bringing up race, you're perpetuating racism. What does that sound like? Where have we heard that talking point before? It's very rich to hear other minority groups constantly say it's just a class issue. You guys need to stop looking at race. We wish we had the privilege as Black folks to look at it through a lens of it just being a class issue. I promise you that. But time and time again, America has shown us Black folks that it's not a class issue, it's a race issue. Example, back in 1970 in the Queens area, you got to be older to know the story. There were middle-class Black people, educators who wanted to move from their section of Queens into the Rosedale section of Queens. There's a whole documentary on this. And they were discriminated against, where the local residents who were non-Black wouldn't sell their houses to them based on race, not class. There's a whole section, there's a whole documentary on what happened in the Rosedale section of Queens at that time. And it's a perfect example of how we cannot look at things through a class-based issue, because even when we are educated and we have the money to do things based on class, non-Black people always look at us and say, I don't want to sell to y'all. Y'all get out of our neighborhoods. Again, there are thousands and thousands of examples of America telling us it's not class, it's your race. Marlon Hood is one of thousands of examples of that. He applied to Emory University and received a rejection letter that said, we're rejecting you from Emory University based on you being a Negro. You can actually find the rejection letter online, but you can pause to read. Yeah, like, that really happened. So I find it comical when non-Black people consistently put that message out there towards us that you guys need to stop looking at affirmative action as if we're using it as a crutch rather than what it was, which is guardrails to protect us, qualified people to break into those institutions, to make sure we're not being discriminated on when we want to buy a house in a certain neighborhood or try to go for that certain promotion when we know we're overqualified. Not because we're trying to use it as a crutch to get something that doesn't belong to us. I'd rather for non-black people just to be honest and say it with your whole chest. The reason why you're against affirmative action, not because you don't fully understand it, you don't want to understand it because the history is there. You're against it because you feel it gives black people a leg up over you. The same way the Asians were suing the universities to knock down affirmative action because they thought it gave black folks a head over them. And we saw how that played out because they're effing around and finding out in real time. You guys talk long enough, you tell on yourselves. You're against affirmative action, not just because you think it's a class issue. You don't want black people to get what's rightfully theirs because then they might have a leg up over you in this country that they pretty much built.
I don't know how we get out of this situation. The only thing you can look forward to in the upcoming 4 years is protecting yourself and protecting your communities and protecting the people around you. I will keep trying. I will keep working. And I urge you to do the same thing. In moments of weakness, okay, in moments of insecurity and vulnerability, remember that the only thing you can change, the only thing you have control over is your own body, is your own life, okay? So improve your immediate circumstances to the best of your ability so you can be better at organizing for others. Join an organization, talk to your neighbors, okay? Join a intramural league, talk to normal human beings. The only thing you can rely on is your community in times like this. And never stop the pressure, because the one thing that you always have to remember is that, at least in all of my years of advocating for Palestinian emancipation, the one thing that I've always seen is that these guys who have only known death and destruction their whole lives since birth, Palestinians living in Gaza, Palestinians living in the fucking West Bank, the only thing they've ever known is Israeli domination, the apartheid regime, and its most violent, ritualistic humiliation that they subject the Palestinians to. And in spite of all, they have existed and continue to exist and continue to resist it. So if they can do it, you can do it too. At moments like this, it's very easy to find yourselves in the throes of nihilism, to be like, nothing is going to change, so why should I care? Why should I do anything about it? This shit sucks. And the reality of the matter is, you got to do it for other people, and you got to make sure that you are standing on firm ground.
Well, hello there. So I got a video removed for talking about Drewski calling the Hispanic kid a fat ass nigga. So I'm gonna do this without pictures. The mom gets on here, calls Drewski a silverback gorilla, and crying because he called her child a fat nigga when only one of those things is true. And apparently that was so traumatizing to the mother that she said the N-word, quoted him specifically, as a Hispanic woman. The fact that she said that so comfortably bothers me, because y'all be acting like it's cool for Hispanics to say the N-word as if we share the same history, and we don't. Because let y'all open your mouth and call them a spit, a bean. If we talk about their back being, then all of a sudden we have an issue. But she and others can sit up here and say the N-word casually and say one of the most disgusting racially motivated things about Drewski. And I don't even like Drewski or Kai. The fact that Kai went and hugged, he's crying, da 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 da. So that's his mama's fault. There's no fault on anybody else. And honestly, it's giving raccoon. Y'all talking about Kai and the incident with the magician who pretended to hang himself, and Drewski pulled the cord, and y'all are like, oh my God, poor Kai, his bro, he let a white man get up there with 3 nooses and pretend that he saw the nooses and still pull the thing. That is a racially motivated prank. But then they said that Kai is Haitian or something? Did they not hang Haitians? Because how the hell you don't understand that this is fucking racist and he playing in your face? I have no sympathy for Kai. But as far as this boy that's dressed like Pugsley Adams, the fact that he sat there and cried is really disrespectful, because the real Pugsley would have went and got his sister Wednesday. But the fact that the mother sat there and allowed this to happen for some money, now you want to cry with your lip filter face, cheekbones unequal, Botox running through your system. Want to blame a black man for something that you fucking put your child into the situation. I would never let any of my 3 kids be left alone with fucking strangers. But that's what you did. They apologized. I wouldn't have. But they apologized. And that's all the fuck you deserve. You said silverback gorilla said the N-word. You felt so comfortable about it. We know she talked that way in her household. I don't give a fuck about a child who's a pre-racist growing up to be one, to harm my kids in the black community, because that's what it is. I don't give a fuck about a baby racist. Fuck your kid. Fuck you. We all know what he looks like. Drewski literally said he fat too. In the black community, we roast each other, kids and all. If you don't want your child to be subjected to black culture, which I don't think they should be anyway, fuck off. That's why I think Kai and Drewski is raccoons. They're always allowing this bullshit. Then keep your kids away. We don't go to your quinceañera and try to shake things up. We don't go to Cinco de Mayo and say, hey, this is a really stupid fucking holiday because y'all won the battle but lost the war and then were colonized for years. We don't do that. We make tacos and shut the fuck up. So don't come to our fucking culture and think that you can change shit. He shouldn't have been there anyway without you being there, but you decided that. And then you want to go and cry, say the N-word, and say racially motivated shit. Your child deserved it then, because you a piece of shit mom. 10 out of fucking 10.
So this is all I got from this video. And first of all, you all know Young Turks, right? And Young Turks has always been the one speaking up against so certain things happening. See, now let me tell us this. I don't know how to I don't know how to make some certain people understand this, that you see, when it comes to allyship and all that, that thing doesn't exist when it comes to black people, because majority of them that keep saying that I am for black people, I am for black people, at one point we have something bring their butts out, like when they say when breeze blows so much, you get to see they foul us. So it's just like them opening up on themselves without even knowing it. Look at Young Turks that has been always screaming out for black people and all of that. They are not even for you, because if he could come out to say that he has always been against affirmative action, that also tells you something. And I really do not even know why I added Crystal Black's video. I don't know if some of you know what has been going on. Kai's video, Kai is a live streamer, and I think he has this machination that he's doing where he brings people. So it happened that a Hispanic child was there, and there is also part of someone as like in that group that is Drewski. So Drewski on Thanksgiving they called that guy fat ass N-word, right? So the mother got to see the video and was like, saying that this is not okay, and went ahead to call Drewski gorilla. That is to tell you, even the mother, that woman has also been using the N-word, because for you to come out and call a black person gorilla, you are at the same time trying to call the person the N-word. This is just a wake-up call, because I remember bringing the video where indigenous people were saying that black people are using the East Law, and then even whereas black people do not even know what East Law means, and also that East Law they talked about means something else, and there is also an ice cream with that East Law. So majority of people do not even know what that means. So They are always ready to see what you are doing wrong or what it's not going great or what they are need to check out for you when they are not even seeing what they are doing to Black people. So if Young talks that it's well privileged, he is a Turkish American coming up to say that he is against affirmative action. Being a brown person tells you a lot. I mean, I love the fact that this election happened the way it happened, but sincerely speaking, it is opening a lot of people's eyes. You see the young man that spoke after Young Talk's video, the guy that interviewed him. Now, let me tell you something. I did not want to bring the video because it has copyright. That same young man that is out here screaming that you can do it and the Palestinians can do it, that man also voted for Trump. I know it's not a shock, right? And he is here trying to give you motivation, like, motivational speaker, inspire to expire, right? See, do not ever trust all this people. And I am sure you all already know all this, but it is also me trying to be a great reminder to all so we do not fall for them. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.